Right. So I'm assuming that you have a New Year resolution set for 2024. Entire world or entire YouTube community in the entire world, for millions of videos were produced to develop your New Year resolution. So the entire focus of all these videos are what that you need to do, what to do. What they don't talk about is what are the things that you should not do in order for you to achieve your goals. Often, this is where you're going to fail because you don't know what you should not do, and you end up doing all that and all day long, all week long, for all months long, and then you wonder what happened to this 2024. You could not achieve anything that you want to do, not anywhere close, and then you wonder what happened. And usually what people do is they will point the fingers externally. This economy, or this problem happened, or this politics, or this, the wrong country, wrong place, wrong time. That's why, and lack of resources, etc., etc. That's why I could not do it. But the truth being that you didn't know some of the things, your lack of wisdom is actually brought you there. So I'm going to give you 4 tips for you to adjust your New Year resolution again. Now you're watching this probably in February. I don't know when you're gonna put this video out. So definitely not in the first week of January. It's long gone. So if you feel like you're drifting away already, and take this video as a gift. So the next 10-15 minutes is a gift from me to you in order for you to accomplish your goals. So tip number 1, don't say yes so much. Often we have, let's say you have a number of goals. My advice is to have no more than 3 important goals for this year. Okay, there are a lot of psychological reasons for that. For this video, I'm not going to talk about it, but 3, doing 3, or even 2, or even 1. If you can focus on 1, that's fantastic. So let's make it 3. A lot of people just chuck 10, 12, 15 goals that you need to accomplish, and that's one of the reasons why they can't actually achieve it. So when you have 3 goals, let's say you have the 3 goals set. Now what's going to happen is, now you actually genuinely want to do it, but you have an environment that is actually not supporting to accomplish these, because your environment, your people around you, your parents, your family, your network, your friends, your colleagues, and all the other random people, the social media, all sorts of noise around you, they're not conditioned and they're not conducive for you to achieve this dream goal that you want to achieve. So they will pull you from all directions for all sorts of ways in every single day. Right? We are living in an extremely distracted world. So thanks to technology, it's like in a whole different magnitude. So what's going to happen is all those things that surround you come to you in a way that is actually really important thing to do. Hanging out with a bunch of friends. Your bunch of friends will message you on WhatsApp or whatever, and they say, hey, let's meet up to drink, smoke. Let's go here, let's go there. And you see one domino say yes, and there are so many other dominoes say yes, and you also feel like saying yes, and then you go. But you actually originally wanted to start the day by setting that time to read that important book, or do that important course, or start that sport that you wanted to start for the last 5 freaking years. Well, here you are, said yes to your friends, and now you are just hanging out and doing absolutely nothing, just laughing for dry jokes that you're going to regret at the end of the year. And all sorts of other things like this event, that event, the concerts, or this movie, the TV series, the Netflix, and all sorts of things comes as a very important thing to do. And guess what? A lot of people do all those things that in the same exact day. That's how distracted we are. So learn to say no is actually a skill that you need to develop. You need to have courage. You need to have discipline. You need to have self-confidence. You need to have certain authority about yourself and where you're heading in order to say no. Guess what's going to happen when you start doing that? Your environment will test you. Because you haven't been doing that for the last year or the last so many years, or probably never. So your environment is not going to believe that what you just say is actually true to what they believe about yourself. So they're going to test you. They're going to challenge you. They're going to ridicule you. They're going to laugh at you. They're going to mock you. They're going to criticize you, saying that no, you should not be doing this. You can't do this. You're just joking. Come and join our thing. So your obligation is actually, it's part of the whole package, is that you have to take that beating and say no anyway. So if you do that, you don't have to do that forever. If you continue this, saying no for the next probably 3 months or 4, 5, 6 months, eventually they will drop their guard. Eventually they'll drop criticizing you. Eventually they will drop try to challenge you, try to ridicule you, try to laugh at you, and they will let you go. They will honor it, respect it. They will start appreciating it. First they will ridicule you, first they will criticize you, then they will appreciate you and reward you. This is how this world works. So you need to learn how to say no. So what are the things that in the calendar that you're going to say yes and no? I'm not saying that don't hang out with your friends. I didn't say that. I'm not saying that don't go see your relatives or your siblings. I never said that. What I'm saying is that you do that, but know your priorities, right? When to go and see them, when to hang out with your friends, when you want to have leisure time, when you want to relax your mind, unwind, that's the time that you go and meet, not because it's just there. A lot of people habitually go on long weekend holidays because it's habitually there, because it's a long weekend. So we go there, not exactly because they're actually tired. So this is a sad thing, because vast majority in this kind of a mindset they nurture, they're destined to fail, guaranteed. There's nothing can stop saving them. If you don't want to be in the part of that, be part of that, I definitely suggest that you take that advice and say no, and leave a comment. And if you need the help, then I'll answer whenever I can. Number 2, scarcity mindset. A lot of people going after a certain goal, they actually govern themselves and absolutely dominate their mindset with the scarcity mindset. Obviously, you go after a goal because you don't have it. Someone can argue, look, I go after it because I don't have it. What's wrong with thinking that I don't have it? The mistake here is a scarcity mindset will never actually give you your true potential to unleash. Your true energy, the self-confidence, the discipline, the intensity will never actually project to your work because you think you don't have it. Along with that whole mindset of that thing that I don't have it comes think that I don't deserve it. I'm not enough. I'm not competent enough. All those things are actually coming into this as well. That's the danger of that. This is going to stand as a grand obstacle for you to move forward through this year. So the correct mindset is abundance mindset. Abundance mindset is thinking and understanding that I deserve this. I rightfully own this particular goal. This should be mine. This is mine. Guaranteed at the end of this chapter, this is going to be in my side because I deserve it. It's rightfully mine. It's a whole different state of mind. It gives you self-confidence. It gives you discipline. It gives you a certain authority. In amidst all these distractions, you can say no and you can commit to your project because you know this is your goal. This is something that you should have. It's a whole different mindset. The third one is actually coming from my meditation teacher. It's called restlessness. Now, in Buddhist meditation, there are 4 hindrances for your growth to higher consciousness when you're meditating. One of the things is called restlessness. Restlessness is actually so evident in the current society, including myself. I'm actually constantly wrestling to not wrestle. So, and I got a lot of order for the past so many months, and I have a lot of discipline now. I'm still mastering it, but it's actually haunted so many lives right now. Even the top corporate leaders, whether they're C-level directors, seniors even, entrepreneurs, musicians, architects, authors, you name it, they're all distracted, living in a very distracted world. So with that, so many things comes as this is very important. So that's gonna keep you very restless mindset. And the same time, if you chuck so many things in your day, let's say, that's why I say that it's important to have 3 or less goals. Imagine you have about dozen of goals. You want to jump from one thing to the other, then that thing to the other one, and to the other one. You're constantly thinking that I'm going to finish this and I have to do the other one because you have to go there or do that. So that creates this whole tension, and that creates this mindset called restlessness. Restlessness is an absolute hindrance for your progress. So you need to have time to think, to contemplate. You need to give that time to breathe, time to unwind and course correction about certain things. There are a lot of subtleties when you want to become a champion. If you want to become mediocre, be my guest, be that. And that's the fate of majority. But if you want to become a champion, do less and have your day in such an order that you don't rush so much. Yes, once in a while, we all have to rush for things. But at least majority of the time, let's say 5 or 6 days in the week, if that's in a correct order, correct discipline, and you don't have this restlessness governing you, I think you're in a very safe side, right? So ask yourself, do I have these goals, and also do I have this restlessness all over me? So it's going to be stand in the way. So you won't be able to go all in and commit yourself and understand this skill and bring your own energy and your intuition into this if you have lots of restlessness. The fourth one, discipline. So my channel and my coaching methods are also completely against motivation. Yes, once in a while we all need some motivation, and you can watch, there are billions of videos out there if you want motivation. But if you have to completely govern yourself or completely depend upon motivation for every single day to do that task or going after that goal, there's something terribly wrong, man. I think you need to either change your goal, because it sounds like it's not one of your goals. You're probably being influenced by certain stimulations to believe that this is my goal, or your goal is right, but you need to raise its standards. It's boring, right? So you need to raise standards. You need to make it really tasty, make it extremely appealing. So if I ask this question, you have a goal, does it really tempt you to jump out of the bed and really go after it? If the answer is no, then you got a couple of problems. Either it's a wrong goal, or your goal is right, but you need to raise the standard. So if you've chosen the right goal that syncs with your soul, motivation is something that you will rarely need. I'm one of them, right? So focus on discipline. The thing about discipline is that it's not about you are really trying to grind yourself on every single day and drag yourself, That whole mindset itself will shut you down from early in the morning. Focus on the smallest little act that you can do for that particular thing. For example, you want to read that 300-page book, don't read it. Just pick that book and hold it in your hand for a couple of minutes. You want to learn how to jog and run that marathon and you haven't jogged in years, don't think about so much, and don't even think about running. Just put the shoes in and tie your lace. That's it. That's all you have to do. You want to learn guitar and you've been postponing this big dream for a decade, don't try to play the guitar. Hold the guitar. Sit somewhere on the couch or something, just hold the guitar. Your focus and your intention is to hold that. Do the smallest, stupidest thing, and that's going to go a very, very long way. Just you'll see unfold, some magic is going to unfold before you. So every time you want to do something, think about the smallest little thing and set a discipline just to do that. You're surprised how far you're going to go. So those are the 4 things that I want to share. There are a million things I can share, but I wanted you to master these 4. But truth being said, if you master these 4, man, you're going to go a long, long way in this year. It's pretty easy. Like I said, it's a pretty distracted world that we're living in, and it's a competitive advantage. Even if a million people watch this, guess what? There's a tiny population who are actually going to commit and do it. So which one you want to be? That will decide your fate. I'll see you again in another video. Live with spirit.